What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Today we're talking about Sylvester Stallone. And guys, he is an American icon, especially with the Rocky enterprise and other things that he's done. Great producer, great actor, 76 years old. And of course, one of the things that are talked about, especially in our genre, is, you know, if you're an older man, you probably want to deal with a younger woman. Okay? And I'm going to talk about that. Sometimes it's a gift and a curse. All right? But he met Jennifer Flavin in 1988. She was a much younger woman at the time than he was. All right? She's 22 years younger than he is. So when he met her, she's in the prime of her life. Now at 54, he's 76. She's filed for divorce. They have 3 lovely children together, and all of which. But, some sources say that this happened because, he had bought this Rottweiler dog and they had some issues about the dog. And that's what, that's the reason why they split up. And I beg to differ. All right. I beg to differ. What I believe is what happens in most relationships. People change. People change. Okay. We got to really talk about this. Guys, let me just say this. It is so much easier to be a lifelong bachelor, switch up with women, date, have flings here and there, than it is to keep one woman happy. It's easier. The longer you're with somebody, the harder it is. Okay? The more history you have, the more you've pissed her off, the more she's pissed you off, the more you've hurt each other's feelings. It's hard. And then here's the biggest thing is people have different needs. When when he got with this lady, it was 1988. 1988 is circa 34 years ago. She was 20 when they met. He was 42. That's a young woman who may not have known herself so much. She's 54. She's a completely different person. And maybe she feels like, being married to this guy, I missed out on a lot of stuff. I'm not sure. But what I can tell you is people change. Let me say this. If you're a guy, 40 something, you're dealing with a woman that's 21, 22, are you sure she's mature enough to be your wife? Think about it. Not telling you to get somebody 40 or 35 or 30, but just think about it. You're 42, she's 20. All right? People change. People don't have the same goals. And then when you're 76, you know what's going to happen? Come on now. We know what's going to happen, right? I'll tell you what's going to happen. She probably don't have her own money. It's his money. She's going to take the money from the marriage. And what is she going to go do? At 54, deal with some guy younger than her who ain't got nothing to give her. Booty clapping sounds. There you go. All right. And we've been seeing this all the time. Rich people stay married longer than poor people in the United States. But what we've been seeing is, guys, listen, things are going to occur. People want different stuff. And are you going to be there when they want to move on and do their different stuff? It is what it is. Now, this guy is 76. We talk about people saying die alone, men die alone. Well, he's 76, right? The love of his life is leaving him, going to be with somebody else. All that investment gone. Guys, gotta think about that in today's age. Is this lady worth your hard work, your investment? So people say, well, what about kids? What about having a family? Is it worth it? Think about it. Today, and I speak to you guys, for those of you considering marriages and families, in the United States right now, on average, it costs you $310,000 to raise a child from 0 to 18. That's and that is low ball numbers. $300,000 per lifetime. Let's say you're not Sylvester Stallone. You're the normal guy. You get 3 or 4 kids. You got a wife. So that's at least $1 million or not more. A house, cars, vacations, retirement. Guys got to look at it now from a perspective as, is this worth it for me? And let me tell you something, at being 42, 41 myself, right? I can't see myself getting with some chick who's 20 and pretty and investing in her for 30 years for her to say, you know what, I don't want to be with you anymore. take my money and go on that she didn't work for. Got a problem with that. But that's what happens. Because the person at 20 isn't that the same person at 30. You're not the same person you know what? I'm 41. At 31, I'm a completely different person at that age. I saw the world differently. I wasn't exposed. At 41, I'm different than I was at 36. Okay? So if you guys understand that marriages take a long path, it's a lot of work. A woman has to be really competitive, come from a competitive family for you to want to invest in. Think about it. You don't make investments on things that don't return value for you. All right. Woman being good looking is okay, I guess, great. But has this woman seen this in her particular life? You better think about that. You better think about what kind of stock she comes from, as far as parental stock, as far as what she saw coming up. Better think about her dedication to you. And some of you guys out there that are rich, are they dealing with you because you got money? Look at Dr. Dre. Like, if you didn't have that money, would you still be with her? Probably not. Okay, think about that. Look at the permanent interest before you invest in long-term relationships. Because 30 years is a good run. But hey, who cares about it when it's over? It failed. A lot of guys didn't really understand that. Especially if a woman is like 20 years your junior, you're not coming from the same. You know what? Let me just say this. In talking to women in my generation, which was still liberal in comparison to my mom's generation, women in the generation after mine's, they have different values than what I think people in our generation had, which had different values than my mom's generation. That means something in a relationship. A woman who's younger than you don't look at the world the same as in the same era you come from. And while guys like younger women, are the values in tune with what you're growing up with? I'm sorry. There are certain things from my generation that I kind of carry on from my mom's generation that is unacceptable in for certain people. The world is getting more liberal. It's not getting more conservative. It's more liberal. So a younger woman is not going to come out of the same system that you, because times are different now and you can't force her. So when you start having, arguments or values and things like that, because the person don't look at it the same. It's almost like being, let's say you're a Nigerian man, right? You come to America. You're from a Muslim family. You're dating let's say you're 42. You're dating a woman that's 20 and she's a Black American Christian from Detroit. Huh? Your values for her in the relationship ain't the same, bro. She don't come from that kind of style of life. She just doesn't. So you get into a relationship with her and it fails. Why? Well, because you're not the same people. You need to match your values up to the people that you want to be in. And a lot of times you see what guys are doing. Okay, she's young and hot and pretty. I'm a rich guy. Let's make the relationship work. And it doesn't work. You always fail. What are their permanent interests? But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Which is all what you do. For all that you do, we're out.